Okay, now started. Hello สวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับ
Sadika.
สวัสดีครับ Nice to see you here.
Oh, Pipa, it's a long time. It's a long time. You know, that's all. La, our online party. Do you remember about our online party?
Sure, exactly. I remember because last time when we talked, you just about 20 something of age, 29 at that time. I don't know how long it is. Now maybe it's turned to 30.
I think 3 or 4. I don't remember exactly, but I remember I was drinking a lot.
Oh, that is a party. Yeah, I think might be at that time it's probably like our farewell party because we stay far away for almost half a year before December, before COVID-19 last year.
Exactly.
Yeah, and now we.
But it's okay. We can have again a party, you know, because you know now everyone is home.
Sure.
Locked down.
At this time, we have we can get Zoom. Organize a group party, and with
exactly
with the physical distancing. We follow strictly the governmental measures of guidance.
Yeah. We are following. Yes, it's true. We are following. We are good, you know, listener. So we are staying home. We are staying safe, and we are talking, you know, online here as I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah.
And, even if we are not there, but we are near. We are close to each other. You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
This amazing technology, call it internet. You know.
Surely, because you know, whenever we was together. When we share and we share everything from our heart and nothing hidden. So not so often sometimes because of we were busy sometimes and we stay apart. And then whenever we come back and chat, it's okay. We feel not different from the last time that we let's say we stay together online as a family. That what I always mention about my feeling to our friend, but I'm not comfortable when we talk among the like a big group because it's different story. But if we can set up our small group 2, 3, or 4 that we feel close and we think we can share freely in every issues. That is what I prefer. But in a big group, okay, it's a different atmosphere. Yeah, you can feel that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's amazing. We are.
Yes. Let's get to the point about my purpose today. As I follow the situation around the world since from January that the epidemic at that time is not a pandemic because that is a start from only one epicenter in China, Wuhan. Yeah, at that time nobody was aware of how severe this virus was. It's like you know, it can be divided into 4 stages of the pandemic. The first one, the lowest or when it's starting is happened in only one country. It's called the endemic, and then we step up to higher. It start spreading wider. Yeah, in one province, in one country. It's also called the outbreak. An outbreak, when it step up and it spread over to the continental, it's called the epidemic. And now, like WHO, organization, the World Health Organization announced, finally WHO decided to announce this crisis as a pandemic, I just learned why the why pandemic, why not epidemic, because earlier it's the so-called epidemic, and finally officially it was announced a pandemic. So I look about the root of the pandemic. Pan is from the like a something a total. It's a Latin word. Is a pan. Is mean a total. Let's connect to the when you take photos, you pan the camera. It's a panorama. That means it sweep all over the world. That is come to pandemic. That is what I learned from this crisis in terms of the new vocabulary. Yeah, and okay, it just start in Wuhan, China, and then it stepped into the first country in Europe. It's Italy. It's called the hot spot at that time because thousands of people die. And in one country, I'm not sure, it starts with a B, what is the town in Italy? Bergamo or what?
Well, I don't know to tell you exactly, but I know it's in the north of Italy.
Yeah. And as reported, the government delay lockdown, and then now when the people became panic, the people in that cities evacuate to the another area down south, and after that it was out of control. Yeah, and then after that is it spread outside Italy to Spain. Spain is another severe country, and France. Yeah, that is what I kept follow the continuously from the media. So I noticed that the report sometimes give I don't like to say it's fake, but it's distorted. It's not. It's unreal because of some reason, politic, or sometimes it's they don't like to review the whole story because of they don't like to make people become too panic. Yeah, and that is why the reason. And now let's today we focus on the general situation recently happened in your country, because a couple of days ago it said that the thing in your country is now become better. The new cases or the mortality rates become decline. Yeah, that is what I know. So anything you would like to share to our fans?
From what I hear, we have total. We have 278 deaths in 24 hours. So yeah, it's true. It's going down right now. So we are much better than before. But well, it's not sure. Let's see what will happen next week, because next week, a lot of school will reopen. But my son will remain home until maybe in 25 May, because we'll restart the school, just the children who the parents are working in hospitals, who the parents are working in schools. So my son, I'm not working in hospital, I'm not working in school, so for that my son will remain home until maybe 25 May, but we are not sure yet. Yeah. Situation is not so amazing, because when you want to go outside you need a certification. Okay, if you want to go for shop, if you want to buy something, or always you need to have that certification, where you are going and at what time you go.
And who
it's not amazing, but
sorry, may I interrupt, because that amazed me, because when you mentioned about the something certification, that's mean every time every time if you like to go out somewhere, you need to be certified by the authorities or what, and then who issue,
No,
who issue.
no. It's a certification which you write. Okay. Well, I have that formula, on my email, and if I want to go outside, I just complete that certification where I'm living, what is my name, what is my age, my date of birth, and where I'm going. And of course, at what time. For example, maybe now it's 11 o'clock, so I will write there 11 o'clock.
As planned.
Yeah, exactly. So if I want to go for shop, of course I'm using these things when I'm going to buy bread, or when I'm going to buy, stuff for food, for home.
Mm-hmm.
So always I have this certification. Also, people, mostly of the people are not working, they are staying home. So if you want to work, also you need a certification, and also a certification from the work. I have
Mm,
these things also from my husband. This is not a problem with me, but I'm talking in general. If you
okay.
want to work,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's not possible to work from home, then you need that certification to go outside. And if they find you without the certification, you will get a fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's mean you said you need to fill up the form in your
Exactly.
in your application, right? That that that
No,
that's
you can on your phone, or you can have a paper with you, that certification. It's simple. You just complete
and
where I'm going, and all this stuff.
I'm not yet clear because when you mention certification, I feel like you're supposed to have something evidence, maybe a paper
Yes, yeah, of course. But look, for example,
or
if for me I want to go to shop, I,
uh-huh.
I just complete that paper. It is a paper, okay? It's a formula there. So I just complete, and I wrote there my name, where I'm going, where I'm living,
Mm.
um, and the reason why I'm going outside. Well, the reason for, I don't know, to buy food or something like that, or
Yeah,
to
I
buy
know.
bread.
But my
But
question, my question is, okay, when you fill up completely
Mhm.
that form, right? Maybe the all
Yes,
it is electronic form or the paper, but
no, 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 no.
who certify authorized people. That is what I'm thinking. It should be something official certification.
Yeah, I think, but
Or just otherwise you
no.
just keep the recording your
Yeah.
plan and then that
Mhm.
and why you said that like certification because my understanding when we're talking about something like that we need to show to some people authorized people that is
Yeah, but
what my
of course that we need
understanding.
this, because if they stop us outside, they ask the certification, okay? And if we don't have the certification to show them, we just
Mm-hmm.
need to show them, okay? Not to register on internet or something like that. No, we don't need to do these things. Just
Mm-hmm.
to have the certification. And when they stop us, we show them the certification, okay? That paper, and our passport or your ID card, and that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If so, my understanding is that uh, you like the authority like you to show the like the paper about your activities, the
Yes,
reasons
exactly.
when you
Exactly.
came out from your house
Mm-hmm.
instead of the
Exactly.
verbal explanation,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so that
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
plan the
Exactly.
thing earlier. It not too
Mm-hmm.
much official, right? It's something like
Well,
practice.
it's official, because if you don't have that paper, you get fine.
Mm,
So you will have to pay lots of money because of these things. If
mm.
you're going outside without that paper.
But the
Yeah.
form,
Because we need to stay home.
is
We
the
need to stay home.
form.
But in case,
Mm.
yes.
The form is a by government or the any paper just record your
No.
activity.
Is by government. No, it's by government. Yeah.
Okay, that means you supposed to download this form
Yes,
and then
exactly.
and you
Exactly.
write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that
Mm-hmm.
is
Yes.
I never heard about this because I never know about these measures. Yeah, and it happened in France or the others European country?
I hear in Italy and also in Romania. It's the same.
Okay, thank you,
I
thank you.
suppose in Spain, but I know from Italy because in Italy I have my uncle, my aunt. They're living there, and I know are the same things as here in France. You know, with the papers, you need to complete that certification, and after to go out. And I know also from Romania because my mom is living there, so she also when she need to go somewhere, she need to complete that paper. But well, let's see.
Okay, yeah, okay, thank you. Please go on. Okay, now you come out with a certification, and then what you like to tell the world?
Yes, and after
your way of living during amid
yeah, well,
COVID.
oh, well, it's amazing in some ways, but what is frustrating is that you need to complete that paper always when you need to go somewhere. You know, so yeah.
And what kind
Now for
of
me, something.
protection? Your self protection, yeah, like a mask. It is compulsory, or the depends on the individual. It's not required by
Well,
law or what?
well, if you want to go somewhere by public transport, you need to have the mask. Okay. And to protect yourself. But I don't use to go by bus. I'm going by my car, so I'm not using that mask. Okay, I'm not using, not even in shop. I'm not using. But are people who are using, the mask. Until now, I didn't. Maybe next time I will. It depends. But I told you, not everyone is wearing that mask. But it's recommended to use when you are outside.
Okay, we say it's just a guideline. Guidance is not the regulation. It's not measure, but like a guidance, like a advice. What is a good thing to do to be safe and healthy?
Yeah, we will see next week, because next week we're supposed to reopen many things in France, but nothing is sure yet. Let's see in 11 May if the things will be reopened or not. But what I know is that the restaurant will be closed, and many things. Just important things will be open again. Will be reopened, like schools, But we will see. I hope everything will be fine, and I'm sure everything will be fine.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to share what's happening in terms of the self-protection in my country. At the beginning, okay, at that time, the people are not yet educated by media, by the government authorities about this novel coronavirus. It is novel because it's never exists before. And then after the big campaign through every single day, and let's say the whole day, every television, um, um, and every media, yeah. So these people start absorb that huge information about this, and then I noticed that the Thai people start looking for mask. In the beginning, it recommends about the surgical mask is the only way to protect yourself from get infected or the spread this virus, and then that caused the shortage of the surgical mask because because when the people became the panic, the stuff become shortage, and a group of people who truly need it, mean the medical worker cannot get the surgical mask. And then okay, after that we try to educate if the people who not concerned about the medical treatment, medical worker, you're supposed to use this other mask, not N95 or the surgical, but just clothes, mask.
Mhm.
Okay. After that, you know what's happened in our country. You can see the everywhere the clothes mass selling in our country, and you know
Mhm.
when we come to the government measures, and when people became panicked and concerned. Oh, David,
Okay.
I heard his voice. David,
Yes, yes, yes. It's
hello,
David.
hello.
It's David.
Feel free, please show up.
No,
Uncle would like to see. How are you?
he's fine. He's fine. Just he asked me if I let him to play a game,
Okay, okay.
and I said okay. Come, do you want to talk to people? Okay, David. Okay, but please close the door. Okay. No. Yeah. Well, just before he finished his class, he
It's
had
okay.
class online with his teacher. Yeah.
Okay, I will carry on. Yeah, my explanation. But when the people nationwide became the panic, and they think about how to play safe to themselves and their family member at the beginning, at the smallest group of the society. And then if you go out and if you don't wear a mask,
Mhm.
no need to enforce by law. You know, you will be enforced by the people eyes. They look at you
Yeah.
at like a someone who like a alien. That force you have to do like the other people do. Yeah, that
Mhm.
what's happened, and I can say that in Thailand, uh, let's say okay, 100% Thai people wear cloth mask. Yeah, and
Oh.
if someone they would like to go on the double protection, put mask and with a face shield. Yeah, and with them with like a sanitizer, like a gel. Everything is
Mhm.
fully protective.
Well, yeah, it's good. Well, it is not really like that. I mean, yeah, you take care of yourself. You are protecting yourself, but not really in this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are wearing masks, but I told you I'm going outside without the mask. But of course, if I will take the bus or the train, then I need to use mask, because the government recommend us to use the mask if
Mm-hmm.
we are traveling by train or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Actually,
yeah.
it's not the European tradition, right? Wearing mask is not the European tradition, because
Mhm.
in the beginning of the pandemic, in ASEAN countries, because like in South
Mhm.
Korea, in China, even in Thailand, because we we were familiar with the wearing mask. And luckily, before pandemic, people in my countries were concerned about the PM 2.5, that they are forced and to beware of their health, wearing a mask uh, to prevent PM 4.5. And after that, it's like a connecting period. When the pandemic come, they got used to wearing mask, close mask, yeah. And then the same, the other countries in ASEAN. But I heard that if ASEAN people went to a European country or America, if you wearing mask, the mindset of European people think of that people who wearing mask like a how you call it, like a patients, or you are not in a good health. That is why you got sick. That's the reason. And then I noticed that when pandemic start in the European country, our Thai people they follow the news from world news. We wonder why they don't care about their health, why they walk along the street without the mask. And after that, I think about 1 month, the President Trump's here, during his daily briefing, he started mentioning about the cloth mask. That might be starting point when I start seeing American people that are looking for a mask. That is new normal. Sometimes I can say new normal of the European people or Western people.
Well, what should I say? In Europe, people likes to be free. Okay, this I can tell you. When you hear Europe, you can say freedom. So we don't like really to wear mask. We like to be free. We like to talk free. We like to wear what we like because we like freedom. So probably for that, European people are like that. They probably don't like to listen too much. Probably they don't want to follow the rules because we are not used, to follow the rules. We are following the rules, but in a good way. I mean,
I understand. I understand that because people have their own way of of thinking, because of their culture, because of they would like to be they love freedom. Yeah, as you said. But in the beginning, maybe, but after they get their like evidence and they start their gradually convinced to think about the importance of the mask because of the with and without you can see the the figures showing the new cases in some country that they are wearing masks is not a go like a rocketing so quick. That is, I think, it is something lesson learned. And finally, I saw the people in every European country, every Americans wearing masks, even not 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I told you here people are wearing, but not all.
Not all. Yeah. Not all. No. Yep. Yeah.
Probably it took time, to to get used with wearing mask and listening these kind of rules, because putting you to stay in home. Even like that, in France, people are going outside. I was just talking. I don't know if you remember that we had a discussion with one of our colleague that he said he didn't go outside since 30 days or something like that. And here in Europe, it's not really like that. I mean, I'm going outside almost, I don't know, last week. I think last week also I went to shop. I think each week I'm doing something to can go outside. I need bread, I need juice maybe, or maybe I need water. So I'm going outside. I didn't lock it down in my home, in my room, and to say, okay, I'm not going outside. I'm not going in my garden or something like that. No, I'm going outside. But as I said, with that certificate, that where I'm going and the reason why I'm going outside. But to stay just in room and to not go outside, I didn't.
And do you think the crisis affect your old way of shopping? Suppose when you go to a convenience store and a supermarket, how different it is before and after a crisis?
Well, before there, I found lots of things. Now also I'm finding, but not really all things what I need. Also before, maybe I met a lot of people, but now not really. But it's a great, because people likes to remain home and but it's not a big difference. I cannot say that it's so big difference. The difference is just, you see people with wearing masks, some of them, but it's not really a big difference between before and now.
For I myself.
The difference is just, when you are driving and you see that you are just you alone on the road,
Yeah. Myself, before crisis, when I bought something, I bought not so many. Yeah, but after crisis, because I shop on daily basis. But now I think about how to buy in bulk, yeah, for the weekly. So like a small stock, not go out too often. And sometimes I bought like a fresh ingredients, cook myself. Yeah, that a little bit affect my way of life. Um, Even in Thailand, convenience store 7-Eleven, yeah, it's not allowed. It's not allowed you to uh, get in for shopping without mask. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, seriously. And then
Yes.
when you step in at the gate, you're supposed to be check your temperature to make sure your temperature is not exceed 37.5 degrees Celsius. If they exceed, you cannot be allowed to go shopping. And it's different from the big words. The Western people care about that. It's the freedom.
Here,
Every Thai people
not yet.
accept that from the heart.
It's good. Well, I tell you, I cannot say that is a big difference, because I'm doing my shopping as usually. So I didn't change anything. I'm going to shop once time per week, or maybe no, in general, once time per week I'm going to shop, and I'm buying the same things, So I cannot say it's any kind of difference. No. I'm doing the same things I told you as before. Just the only different things what I'm doing now is that certificate, what I need always to complete. But otherwise, for me, things are the same. Yeah.
And suppose you went out with your family, your husband and your David.
But no, I'm not going outside with my family. I'm going just alone. When I'm going to shop, my child remain with my husband.
No, I suppose. Okay, if someone, from one family go out together 3, and how many certificate need like a group or the individually?
Individually.
That means if the 3 family members go out together, they need 3 certificates, right? To show to the
because everyone
to the official just in case.
Everyone is responsible for his or for her own, action.
Okay.
So if my husband is with me, he needs to complete his own certification. Not, I will not complete for him. He will do it. Because he's responsible. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Now we come to about the schooling. When you said that probably on 25th of May, tentatively, maybe the students in France will head to school again. Yeah, it's a probably. It's
theoretically next week. Theoretically next week in 11. But as I said before, just the children of the parents who are working in hospital or in school, they can go now. But it's not sure yet. We still need. We still wait some answers.
Yeah.
So
my question is about to compare the mindset of the European parents and Thailand parents about that. If they're concerned about the a healthy or safety environment, school supposed to provide for their kids. For example, in Denmark, it's the reported school in Denmark open up since the 3rd of April. Yeah, with very strictly provisions for safety in the school. For example, they try to manage the time in a structuring way. For example, if David is in the kindergarten, the parents supposed to send them off at the school 7:30, and for the primary maybe lap the time, the stature times to prevent to control the as much as possible the distancing. And in the school area, in the school zone, it divided the area into the many categories, like a safe zone, like a playground or something like that. And the break, lunchtime, yeah, everything is managed in a structuring way. That is what the Denmark did when they opened their school for the first time after months closure, and that make parents feel confident for their kid safety. And I think in our country also, parents are concerned about the safety of their kids when the school open up. And as a mom, suppose on the coming 25, David supposed to go to school for the first time. As a mom, how about you concerned about the safety at the school?
I'm not concerning of anything because I know my son. I know my son how he is, and I'm not afraid of this virus. Maybe for some of the people, what I'm saying now will be, wow, how she can talk like that. But I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid that something can be happen, or if something will happen or something like that, then we will see. But I was responsible, and I'm responsible for my son, and I'm teaching my son how to protect himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see here all people are talking about the system, the government, the things like that. But before waiting government to do something for us, we need to do we need to do something for ourselves. So what I did and what I'm doing is to teach my son how to protect himself. That means I'm teaching my son how to protect himself, with his mind first of all, with his body, how to wash his hands, to use the gel alcoholic, and all this stuff. I'm setting his mind to take care of his mind, to his body, to his spirit. I'm trying to teach him these things. So I trust in my son. I know my son can protect himself from this virus. So if all the parents will do the same, to teach their children how to take care of themselves, how to take care of the mind, of the body, of the spirit, I'm sure this virus will be just a virus. Will not be so wow. For that, I'm saying we need to do something from home, and to not wait until the government will do something for us.
Yeah,
we need to protect our children, and how we can do these things just by showing them. Look, for example, I'm showing to my son that, look, everything will be fine. I'm washing myself, I'm washing my hands. I'm using the gel alcoholic. I trust in me. I trust in my, I trust in God. And he's doing the same things, he's copying me. So we need to be an example for our children. For that, I'm saying, no, for me, it's not any kind of problem. I'm not afraid of these things because I trust David.
Okay.
I know, and I know what, and I knew what I'm doing and what I did with him.
Okay. The point.
Also, before my son came home and he said, "Mom, do you know my teacher? My teacher, she said that this virus, is dangerous or something like that, and people are talking and blah blah. But Mom, I know one thing. if I believe that this virus will not affect me, will not affect, because everything is on my mind. And I said, yes, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
So
good.
his mind is
Congratulations for David. He has a very good role model. He copy everything from his mom. Yeah, because
thank
I
you.
asked. Okay, you said okay. You try to protect yourself. You taught David to protect himself, but what I think is like a macro, like a public, because whenever you control the best for yourself, but you have the chance. I said like a risk management. In terms of the risk management, the school or the public should provide something at the like standards to
But they are
keep
doing these
control
things.
that. Yeah, at least at the school should do something different from before crisis, surely. Yeah, in terms of the hygiene
Yes,
and the protective measures, yeah, that surely different from the previous. Yeah, I
of
would
course,
say
of course.
like
Uh,
that. Yeah.
mhm.
Okay.
Of course, here also in France, they will do the same things. They will not be as before. No, will be, I think, like as I said, as you said before, in that country that they took that, measures. So will be the same also in France. For
Yeah.
that, just now, the school will be open for some kind of children only,
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
the parents,
I
who are working.
yes.
And for that,
Yeah.
I'm saying will not be as before. Will not be as before. This is sure.
Surely.
But what is
Surely.
important is to teach your child
Mm.
to be strong.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Anyway,
very important.
the degree, because when people talk about the new normal, yeah, new normal is just a commonly used word, new normal, but surely the normal of the different country, different culture is not the same. Maybe new normal
Yes, of
of
course.
Thailand might be the old one in European country, yeah, because the way of life change and the atmosphere in the community change. So the new normal it depends. Yeah, let's say wearing mask. Also the like a new normal for the American, for European during admit coronavirus, something like that. So the I think even now, like every government now worry about the economics crisis after or the post-coronavirus. They prepare everything ready for reopening their country. Yeah, and then even in Thailand, in one leading shopping mall, the best one in the country, they just released their preparation. Yeah, prior to reopening, they prepare everything perfectly. I myself is too perfectly because you cannot apply these things nationwide. But okay, like a prototype of the one shopping mall, the best one, they promote their new measures in screening customer coming in their mall. Yeah, when you step in the entrance, you're supposed to check the temperatures, and then you're supposed to make everything clean. And then every place in the common uh, area, you're supposed to step and keep apart 2 meters or 6 feet at least. And there are many indication mark on the floor. And there are, when you go to the food court, you're supposed to stay away 2 meter
Yes.
distancing, put the chill and something like that. And the layout of the table and desk, everything completely adjusted, and with the partition to separate the customer, and even the routing circulation in the shopping mall is adjust as well, because in terms of the traffic direction, yeah, at the old day you can work the 2 direction, but now it changed to the one-way circulation, clockwise, counterclockwise, and change everything. and
Mm.
the shopping mall gotten to control uh, the number of the customer by the square meters uh, to keep the certain distancing, 5 square meters for one customer. That is
Mhm,
that
mhm.
is what the shopping mall uh, open to the public, what they are going to prepare themselves ready for welcome their customer after crisis. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
For
well,
I,
are the same things. Are
my
the same
point of
things as
view,
here.
is too much. The most important thing that people, if they know how to protect themselves, they have their self-discipline. That is enough for
Mhm.
me.
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
enough for me. Okay.
Yeah, because
Yes.
as I said, we are responsible for ourselves, and also for yeah, we are responsible for ourselves. So for that, I'm saying we need to take care of ourselves, not to wait someone to come and to take care of us. Because if we are waiting someone
Exactly.
to take care of us, I don't know what will happen and when will happen these things. So for that, we need to to update ourselves. You know how your mobile is updating, your
Yes.
Facebook maybe, like that. We need to update ourselves. This is
Yeah.
very, very, very
Yeah.
important.
That is most important.
And I'm sure if you take care of yourself, you will be an example for others also, and others will take this example from you
Mhm.
and will do the same things. Because you know uh, taking care of yourself, being happy, is like a virus also. So let's to bring, to spread, sorry,
Mm.
to spread good things around us, and to
Yeah.
be an example for others also.
Mhm.
This is important.
Yeah. So now we come to the last question. I think uh, the people who will watch my recording will get the benefit from uh, Romanian vampire Nelusa as a life coach. As a life coach, my question is: um, during this time, the people are suffering and they so worry about their many things, not in terms of the diseases, virus, corona, but in terms of the economy as well. Many people
Yeah.
became stressed, depressed because of they lost their job. Like in America, more than 30 millions in so far, and it's happened around the world because of the adverse consequences of this epidemic. As a life coach, I would like to get your uh, great answer how to manage your thoughts when you have to stay in this environment yeah, globally. I would like our fans to know that your recommendation how to think and behave themselves to be healthy and happy. Please, life coach.
Yes, of course. You know, doesn't matter what's happening in your life right now. You need to think and to know that it's for your, for your good. And in all bad things, try to find something there. Try to find a light in all bad situations from your life. And even now, let's say that you lost your job or something like that, try to find there's something good. Try to think, these things happen, but these things happen with a reason. So what good thing can bring me, can come into my life because I lost my job? Because something good will be there, even if you lost your job.
Mm-hmm.
For that, I'm saying remain always positive and try to find the good things in all the bad situation. This is the most important things. Maybe before you didn't care, okay, about others. Maybe before you didn't care about your parents. Maybe before you didn't care what you are eating. Maybe before you didn't care about anything. Now is a time to stay with yourself and to meditate and to talk to yourself and to see what's
Mm-hmm.
the reason. of this virus?
Mm-hmm.
What things changing you? And I'm sure you can become a better person
Mm-hmm.
from this coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw some of the people, they were so greedy, but now it's time to change yourself and to listen your heart, and to try to help and to think what I can do for my neighbor, what I can do for people around me, to help them. Maybe you don't have money, maybe you have bread, you can give them bread. But that I'm saying, uh, it's a time to change your mind of thinking, and to see the world in another way, in a good way, and to be grateful for the things what you have. To be grateful because you are still in life. Okay, you see, there are lots of people who are in hospital right now. Well, even to be in hospital, you need to be happy because you are in hospital. Why? Because you are still in life. For that, you need to be happy, even if you are in hospital. Because many of I hear someone saying that, I know if I get to hospital, I know it's finished. It's not finished. From where you know that it's finished? You are not God to know when your life will be finished. No, you're not. Our life is in the God hands. So you need to trust in God and to be grateful for the things what you have today, starting from today. I'm
Mm-hmm.
grateful because I can see the sun again. I'm grateful because I'm alive. I'm grateful because I have a glass of water. I'm grateful because I can take breath. So when you will start, to make a list with the things which you are grateful, you will not see anymore the negative things in your life. You will not think anymore, oh, I lost my job. No, I'm grateful because I'm in life. Yeah. So it's easy. It's easy. It's very, very, very important to work with your mind right now and with your heart.
Okay. Yes.
And people needed these things. They really need it because they forget many things.
Yeah.
They forget.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. I think the big words you mentioned is try to find the good thing in bad situation. As you said, that is a positive thinking that should be encourage yourself when you are in trouble. And then positive thinking is most important, and you have to face the fact and realize the fact. I sometimes connect with my career as an engineer, like a project manager. When we plan our project in advance, that we don't know what's happening there along our journey. But we think because of our experience about our prediction, that suppose we assume that should be like that. But we realize just from the beginning, when we start our journey according to the plan, we cannot go very smoothly as planned. So if the something is so-called external factor, it is something out of our control, it's very normal that we need to reconsider and adjust our plan. That is my construction job, and surely we can adapt it. We can apply to our real life as well. And if anything you cannot control happens and bring to you adverse consequences, you're supposed to smile and accept it, because you cannot do anything, and you have to stay and to be with that unavoidably. Yeah, that is positive thinking, and accept it and try your best to mitigate the situation. Yeah, that is the thing I would like to share. And then I agree with you when you said you try to find the good thing in a bad situation that is we can't control. Yeah, that is great, Coach. That is great for our audiences to know. Even we from the different part of the world, and surely we are human being, and even we have the different culture, we have the different way of thinking sometimes. But when we come to the core of the humanity, we think exactly the same. We need to accept the
Mm.
truth.
Mm.
Yeah, that is
Yeah. Well,
the
it doesn't
thing.
matter. Doesn't matter culture. Culture for me, doesn't matter when you know and when you know how to connect with people. Culture is just a culture. It doesn't matter what's your culture, what's my culture. We
Mm.
are all a creature of God. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say we are the children of God. We are all coming from one source only. So I don't see any problem with culture when you know how to connect with people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
one thing, what I want to say about coronavirus, I remember someone said that coronavirus, we can say that is also a blessing, because all people are saying, oh, coronavirus. Come on, let's see also this coronavirus in a positive way. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like always in all situations to see good things. And for that I'm saying also in coronavirus, I want to see something good.
Yeah, I agree with
And
you.
what I see, what
When
I
the
see good in
yeah.
what I see good in coronavirus right now is that Corona helps you to meditate with yourself, helps you to go back and to see who you are.
Yeah.
Corona helps you to stay with your children. Corona helps you to stay with yourself, with your family. Corona, it's helping you to change your way of thinking and to appreciate a life, to appreciate the
Exactly.
things what you have. For that
Yeah.
I'm saying it's not a bad thing in the end.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to change your mind of thinking, and you will see coronavirus actually is a blessing, as someone said in a day to us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, exactly. I think when I think positively, what the lesson I got from this crisis, let's say global crisis, it made me stay still and think of the fact of life. What is the fact of life? What is this core of your life? It's not about the money. Like we talk several times among our group, we always are talking about how to create something called a sense of giving. About the compassion is a key word when we
yeah,
share
yeah, yeah.
several times. We think about the others have the sense of giving. And what is the big lesson from the coronavirus is we have time, we stay at home, and we think about the fact of life, and we think about the what happens a long times ago. We are going back to the basic, and after
Mm.
a few months, what the nature show us. They bring back the very beautiful environment. As an Indian people, they cannot see the Himalayan
Mm.
valley
Mm.
till this after a couple of months when everything is clear. You can see the very beautiful the landscape from far distance, and you can see the Konka River that is very completely contaminated. After 2 or 3 weeks, it's turned very clear, crystal clear,
Mm.
and you can see that in
Yeah.
India, in Delhi, at the city the so-called very dusty. You cannot see the other things, just only 5 meters. Everything is clear, crystal clear, mirror,
Yeah.
like a mirror. That is a lesson. That is a punishment. Sometimes I would like to say that it warned the people to think about the healthy environment. They're supposed to bring it back. Yes. And then
Mm.
I think about the culture you just mentioned, I totally agree. When the people are socializing, when I'm talking about the culture, it's something official, it's a formality, yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
when we
Mm-hmm.
feel like the friendship need no culture, zero barrier, because of the friendship is something people talk together with heart-to-heart talk. No need to pretend, no need to think about the culture and the different culture, as you said. I totally agree, Nerusa. Yes.
Yeah, we need to have an open heart in the end, and to see also, you know, people are talking, I want to know your culture. If you want to know my culture, you need to be open,
Mm-hmm.
to be open, to
Mm-hmm.
have your mind open and your heart open.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know my culture. But as I said before, I tell you very honestly, and I tell you, even I say even now, I do not belong to culture. I belong to humanity. You know, this is Neluza. She doesn't have a culture. She has
Mm-hmm.
only humanity. She loves everyone. Doesn't matter what's your culture, what's your religion, what's your nationality, where are you from, where you are coming. Doesn't matter for me. It's matter that you are a child, you know,
Mm-hmm.
from God, uh, from the same source as me,
Yes.
and we are all brothers and sisters. This is important. So
Mm-hmm.
we all belong from one source only. We are all one culture in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Call it humanity, you know.
Yeah.
And another thing, what I want to tell you is that we are reborning again, you know. Yes,
Yeah,
with this
actually, when we
coronavirus.
talk about this, we can expand to the other thing, like for the agriculture as well, about the organic farming. Yeah, because I learned quite a lot in terms of the humanity from the, my business, because when you're talking about the humanity and you detach everything, like you get used to in the capitalism. Yeah, because organic farming taught me that every human being, they one day after they are they left this world, they leave this world, they turn back to the basic element called soil. That's it.
Yes,
That's it.
yes.
That is. Uh, yes, a little bit more about the culture. I love
Yes.
to discuss about this. And how do you think about these two different words? Is quite similar about the cult and culture. How do you think about
Mhm.
these two words, cult and culture?
Well, I think cult. When you say cult, it's like a, you know, you belong to a cult or something, like you have a cult or something like that. But well, just one thing I want to tell you, people: when you learn how to love, doesn't matter your cult, okay? because uh, because it's love, you know, it's unconditional love for people. Um, Sometimes I don't have words to explain. And when I don't have words to explain, that means that is love, you know, it's love. Many people, they don't know. They say, I don't know if I love or if I don't love. Okay, I
Mhm.
tell you how you can find. How?
Mhm.
When you don't have words to explain, when
Yeah,
you just feel,
actually, I'm
you know.
not good. I'm not good at the meanings of these two words, but I think I try to simply explain uh, by my or understanding is a cult. I try to connect, as you know, I would like to connect the thing
Okay.
I collect along my journey, because cult, it says something like a belief of the human being with
Mhm.
no
Mhm.
good reason. Just believe and do that because of you trust
Yeah.
someone, and without any good reason you follow like a follower. Yes,
Mhm.
but the
Mhm.
culture is
Mhm.
something that they are confirmed with logical reasoning that is good or true, and that is become to the something let's say higher than cult. But why I raise these two words, because you always mention this word. I think I heard that it's more than 100 times, unconditional love or love without condition.
Yes.
And count, you just said that count is something about love, because when you love, you cannot have any good reason, right? So the love
Yeah.
in your understanding supposed to be count, not culture. But when you go to the church
Love.
and getting married, you're supposed to have the
Mhm.
something like a formality, dress
Mhm.
in white
Mhm.
and blouse and something that is culture. But it
Yeah.
start from
Yeah. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
start off the human heart. That is the
Mhm.
root of
Mhm.
the human being, in my understanding. So cow is not something bad; it's something real for me. Yes.
Yeah. Love is like a river for me. Never stop.
Mm-hmm.
Never stop. And love doesn't have any condition. You know, when you put there a condition, is not love. It's attachment. You know, you are attached for something or for someone. So do not put condition. Just love. Simple.
Yeah, it
Unconditionally.
is
Without to expect anything
self
from people. Just love.
self-explanation, but no need to define because you cannot define it because if you can, nobody can define this love because it
Mm.
depends on the individual actually. Love in your understanding and love from mind might be similar, might be something in common, might be extremely different. But we look at the what is the end of the love. You can go from different way, but finally we meet
Mm.
if we love at the one destination. It's called happiness. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mm. Yeah, and happiness, respect is very important.
Very important.
But
Yes.
when you have unconditional love, you have also respect.
Yeah. And so the I think that is great for
Mm.
today discussion. And I hope that post coronavirus, the only way that we can be back to normal life, we need we feel aware of the only two big words is the self-discipline. That means you think
Mhm.
about yourself, protect yourself, and you just mentioned
Yes.
respect. It's a bigger word. When you respect,
Yeah.
that means you care of the others. That is
Exactly.
compassion.
Exactly.
It's a compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Bring these two big words together, and I think human being can get through this crisis uh, beautifully. Sure.
Of course. Of
Yes.
course.
Great
With unconditional
discussion.
love.
Great discussion today. After many months, and finally we made
Yeah.
it.
Well.
And I think what we discussed should be beneficial to the audience who will watch the recording.
Yes. And one thing I want to tell you and tell to everyone. It's time for helping people. You know, now is really time for helping people. So I will, advise everyone uh, to start to help his neighbor, for example. Maybe you have enough food in home, uh, or even if you don't have enough, it's not necessary to eat until you you cannot sleep anymore. uh, I think it's time to help your neighbor, to start with your neighbor. Maybe your neighbor needs your help, so maybe he needs, or she, maybe is an old woman and she needs, to go to help her for shopping or something like that. So I advise you to help people without to expect anything in return, and you will see how amazing you will feel inside of yourself when you help people without expecting anything in return. So now it's time for helping people. So let's start from with our neighbors, uh, and also with our words, to tell them some, good words every day.
Mm-hmm,
Will be
mm-hmm.
amazing. Try to help these things.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. It is
Inside of yourself.
what you are sharing is about the truth, and sometimes the people overlook because the busy life they think about how to earn money, how to make living, forget to think about that something just basic of your life. That is what we are sharing today.
Yeah.
Yes. Any
Yeah.
final
Yeah.
words? Any final words?
My final words always is I love you and don't forget to smile. Yes.
Okay, so I would say that thank you very much for the granting me today good opportunity to share the things
My
about the
pleasure.
pandemic, about the fact of life. sharing many good things. And I hope that our audiences can gain the benefit for our discussion today. So I would like to say thank you and goodbye. Take care. My sister. สวัสดีครับ
Thank you.
สวัสดีครับ
Take care.
สวัสดีครับ